Hi, my name is Shadal Azza. I am a Palestinian refugee living in Aida refugee camp, and I'm originally from Beit Jibrin village. I'm working at Laji Center as the director of the environmental unit. Now I will take you on a tour of the camp to show you what our lives is like every day. Aida camp is one of the 58 refugee camps for Palestinian refugees in all of the world. But this camp is located in the north part of Bethlehem city, and is surrounded by 6 Israeli military towers, which watch the camp along day and night with more than 23 surveillance cameras, which is put on the top of the apartheid wall. This camp was established in 1950 after 2 years of catastrophe, and now 5,800 people live in this camp. Since first Intifada until now, 33 martyrs have been killed by Israeli army, and all of them from Aida camp. The last one was Aboud. He was just 13 years old, and he was killed in front of UNRWA office. That means even UNRWA doesn't protect Palestinians from Israeli shooting. Now we have UNRWA office in the camp, and UNRWA responsible about 3 services inside the camp: education, health, and sanitation. Before 10 years ago until now, all the services from UNRWA squeezed by time. And this is because of the political situation, and the fund that coming to UNRWA also squeezed by time. In the camp now we have 2 UNRWA schools for boys and girls and 1 clinical health, and also they are responsible for sanitation. This is the key of return, which is the biggest key in the world, and it is represent our right of return to our original village. In this mural, it is the names of martyrs who have been killed in Gaza Strip in 2014. And at that time, more than 2,000 have been killed. Most of them were children. In this mural, we talked about the Palestinian hunger strike for Palestinian prisoners, which was in April 2017. At that time, 1,500 Palestinian prisoners were on hunger strike for 42 days. But after that, they don't even achieve their demands inside Israeli jails. Since first Intifada until now, 33 martyrs have been killed in Aida camp, and more than 100 have been injured, and more than 500 have been arrested by Israeli army. Most of them, they were arrested for more than 1 time. Some of them, they have been arrested before Oslo Agreement. That means before 1993 until now. And they are still inside Israeli jail. Here are the pictures of the Palestinian prisoners in Aida camp who take a high sentences and a high law inside Israeli jail. Some of them, they have been released before 2 or 5 years, while others until now inside Israeli jail. Since 2002, the Israeli government started to build the apartheid wall, and they deprived all the Palestinians inside the camp from the lands near of the camp. At that time, here we made many of demonstrations against the Israeli soldiers, but they built this wall and put this military tower. Now, no any soldiers inside this tower because the guys from the camp burned this tower. In 2006, many times the Israeli soldiers shoot fire directly to the students inside UNRWA school. And at that time, more than 6 students were injured from Israeli shooting. Because of that, UNRWA made the windows of the school so narrow and small to protect the students from Israeli shooting. UNRWA school now, it is new, and they changed the building. And now we have a clinical health and also Aida Basic Boys School. In front of the building, we have the place to collect solid waste in the camp, but unfortunately it is in the open area. So because it is near of the apartheid wall, they don't close the place, and this, it caused many of diseases, and also it has affected the environment badly. According to UNRWA research with Berkeley University, Aida camp is the most area in all of the world suffered from tear gas. Because of that, here we suffered a lot from different diseases and cancers. And here in the camp, even our clinical health, it doesn't cover all the services that we need. The clinical health, it is provide us services for patients who are suffering from chronic diseases such as hypertension and diabetes, and also some services for pregnant women, but not for emergency cases or even for serious diseases. It is a new building, and it is also a school for boys. This year they just finished. And we have another school for girls, but outside of the camp. According to UNRWA statistics, more than 60% of the population of Aida camp less than the age of 18. That means more than half of the population are children. But even here, the children, they don't have the rights like other children in all of the world. Some of them, they have been arrested many times. And even because of the camp, like other camps, there are no any spaces for them to play, which is not safe for our children. In Aida camp, we have 2 kindergartens, and it is for children inside the camp. It is private, not related to UNRWA or even government. While we will have a new kindergarten for the children at Laji Center. Here, the kindergartens, they don't have even spaces for children to play outside. And this is because this kindergarten inside the camp. So as Aida's population continues to grow and the physical size of the camp remains constant, just 200 meters by 400 meters. So in this environment, the only expansion possible is vertical. And there is no space left at all in which to build or even in which for any children to play inside the camp. But here you can see a colorful area, and this is done by volunteers from the camp and also our environment unit to make this place more beautiful for us. This room left from 1956 when UNRWA gave the Palestinian refugees inside the camp rooms after the green tents. So at that time, if the families have more than 6 members, they have 2 rooms. And each room just 3 meters by 3 meters. While if more than 7 members, they have 2 rooms. And this room left from UNRWA until now. While like after that, when the population increased, they built more floors, and now we have more than even 5 floors inside the camp. And like other camps everywhere, we don't have any privacy live inside the camp because the camp is so crowded, and I can see and hear my neighbors, which is not good. But sometimes for the positive thing inside the camp, we live like one big and huge family. So if there is a funeral or wedding, all of them come and participate. But sometimes not good for wedding because all of them, they are coming. Also in the camp, we are suffering from unemployment. More than 50% of the residents here in the camp, we are suffering from unemployment, and they don't have any jobs, especially outside of the camp. While if we want to talk about the people here who are educated, they are in a high percentage, but they don't have the opportunities to work outside of the camp. Here, the name of villages where the Palestinian refugees from the camp came from. So Aida camp hosts refugees from 27 demolished villages, which present in the north and west area of Hebron and Jerusalem. In this mural, we can briefly just summarize what happened for us as Palestinian refugees before 1948 until now. Before 1948, we were had many of dunums in our lands without any problem. All Christians, Jewish, and Muslims lived together. After that, in 1948, Israel occupied around 531 villages in all of historical Palestine, and they chased out the Palestinians from their original villages. These Palestinians became refugees, And UNRWA at that time helped the Palestinian refugees and relieved them, and they gave them the tents, and after that the room. They also gave them the services for education and health. Here is the logo of Laji Center, and by the way, Laji is an Arabic word that means refugee. And here, some names of Palestinian refugee camps in all of the world. This is a Palestinian refugee, and he has the identity card for refugees. That means if I'm a Palestinian refugee, I will have two identity cards, one from UNRWA and other from Palestinian Authority. So our identities also separate according to the place. And if we are not refugees, we have another identity card. If we are live in the lands of 1948, we also have the blue card from our occupation. Here is an example of demonstration of Palestinian, and they said, right of return for all generations, while here is an example of clashes between the Israeli soldiers and the guys. The Israeli soldiers shooting fire, tear gas, live bullets, while the Palestinian guys like throwing stones to protect themselves. And here is an example of a simple picture how the camp is so crowded and surrounded by 6 Israeli military towers and the apartheid wall. One of the problems we are suffering from inside the camp is the lack of water. So we are really suffering from water, and water is a political issue, especially in the summer. They cut the water off for more than 2 weeks, and sometimes for 1 month. Because of that, the problem of water, not just quantity, also it is a quality problem. According to WHO, should be minimum for each person 100 to 120 liters per capita per day. While here inside the camp, we received less than 50 liters per capita per day. So we are, as a Palestinian refugees, still living in an ongoing catastrophe inside the camp. But this camp is just a temporary station for us to return back to our original village. And we believe on that and in 194 resolution.